Hey there you guys, Christian here with another video. So today Koei Tecmo dropped a demo for Wulong File and Dynasty. This is a game being developed by Team Ninja. Team Ninja, if you don't know, are the people who brought us the Dead or Alive series and the Ninja Gaiden series. And this is their take on a Souls-like. It's very interesting. It's not what I expected. But yeah, these are my initial thoughts on the Wulong File and Dynasty demo. I played it on PlayStation 5. Before we hop into the video though, you guys, do me a favor, like and subscribe down below. It definitely means tons to me. And with that out of the way, let's hop into the video. So the demo starts you off with the little opening cinema trailer. And a really cool thing about this demo is that whatever you play here is going to transfer over into the final game whenever you pick it up. So your save data is just going to carry over. So that's really cool. I love when game developers do this. It's useful for me because I don't want to waste my time on a game, put in some grinding hours for it to not carry over. So with a game like this that's going to be very grindy, it's definitely really cool to see them do that, and it definitely helps out tons in making a decision whether or not I want to buy it later. But yeah, the opening cinematic definitely sets the tone for the rest of this game. It's very dark, it's very gory and bloody. It does seem very contained though, like it all makes sense to the game. Like they're not slashing limbs and then blood squirt everywhere. It's just slash limb blood, slash limb blood. So I like it. It's very fast paced and it definitely sets the idea of what you're going to be getting yourself into and sets the world that you're walking into. After the cinematic, they throw you into the character creation, and they had a lot of really cool preset characters, which I thought was interesting. Typically, the preset characters seem very generic and not a lot of thought put into them, but these ones are actually really cool, and I actually almost went with some of them just because I kind of just wanted to get into the game. But after looking at all the options that they had with the hair and the skin colors and the facial stuff, I definitely had some fun with it. I chose to go with, I tried to emulate like some kind of Goku type character. I don't know how well I pulled it off, but once I saw that hairstyle, I was like, yo, Goku all the way. And then I don't know how much this matters to people out there. I think it's always kind of a nice touch. It doesn't really affect me so much, but they do have the option to go gender neutral, women, male, which is cool. I like when people give them the options. That the game developers is kind of saying, you know, do your best to put yourself into this situation or make whatever wacky character you want. And those are always really interesting and fun. Something that I really appreciated was that it didn't take up too much time going through the opening cutscene and then creating your character. The thing I hate the most is when game developers don't respect your time, when they make you go through 30 minutes, 20 minutes of intro before you actually get to the game. Versus this game was more like, I think it took 5 minutes for me to get through the cutscene and create my character to just, here's the game, you know? So that was appreciated, and immediately once I start walking through this town, this burnt town that they throw you into, the game isn't, I don't think, graphically impressive. I was running it on the not the high resolution mode, but like the performance mode, and graphically it's good. You know, it feels like current generation, but it doesn't feel like it's pushing hardware to its limits. But the art design and the look of everything and the aesthetic, I think, was a huge swing, and it definitely lands properly. Like everything looks beautiful, everything looks interesting, the world looks lively, and it definitely helps with the immersion of what we're going through. Another kudos I want to throw to this game is the sound of everything, from the screams of everyone feeling like they're in pain to the ominous music in the background. It definitely helps more with the immersion and adds to the aesthetic of everything. Definitely a lot of smart choices with the slashes, and then when you acquire items, everything definitely feels very satisfying, and I appreciate the consideration that the sound design team definitely took here. As far as the combat goes, it's definitely very in-depth, and I like that. You have a lot of different options between how you strike them, to using magic, to using special attacks and parrying and stuff like that. Everything felt intuitive, and I didn't think the game struggled to tell you how to do things. Like, it was very obvious when they were telling you what to do things. The one thing that I kind of struggled with at first was like parrying. I didn't get the timing right a lot of the times, and that was something that I was struggling with hard. And I was kind of getting concerned because this is going to be a game that parrying is going to be very useful and very effective and kind of almost necessary, especially with the bosses. But something that they did that was really cool. And I don't play a lot of Souls like, so I don't know if this is something that a lot of Souls like have. But they give you like a training campsite that you can just kind of teleport to real fast at a rest spot that lets you. It runs the tutorial over and it gives you a lot of chances to practice what the game needs you to practice. And it was really appreciated once I did that and then I practiced the parry in the training camp. It was definitely a lot clearer to me and a lot more useful, and it let me feel more like this game isn't just throwing you to the wolves, that they do have a little bit of flexibility with players that aren't used to this type of playstyle. As far as difficulty goes, this is a very difficult game. The thing that I feel like they add into it that makes it okay is they add a lot of rest spots in between, so if you die somewhere, you're not too far away from where you were. They also have that mechanic that some Souls-like have where you can go back and get some of your skill points, so like they have the revenge mechanic. So if you die, you go back and you kill the thing that killed you, you're able to get back your points. So I do like that. And it's very snappy. So when you die, you're immediately back into the game. It doesn't take long. You don't have to go through a lot of load times. It's just die, back in the game, die, back in the game, which helps you want to keep at it. Like, it didn't make me ever feel discouraged to die. It almost felt welcome to die. Like, this game is designed around you attempting and failing multiple times and then figuring out what it is that's going to help you in the long run. I like the way the leveling up is set up in this game. It's similar to a lot of Souls-like where you can have your own builds. You can go for like dexterity build, etc., etc. So I do like those. It definitely lets you tailor the game to however you want to play. And I feel like for this game, it didn't. I don't feel like it asked for too much points. Like, it wasn't. It didn't take long to acquire the amount of points I needed to get to the next level. With that being said, it was early on in the demo, so who knows if later on in the game it gets harder to develop or to grind out some points. But as far as the demo was concerned, it didn't take long to acquire a lot of the points that I needed to get to the next level. And that's really cool, and I like that. The thing I really liked about this demo was, besides just being a demo, it was a tutorial and a good entryway to playing the game. It never stopped for a moment to say, stop, this is what you do at this moment. It was just, here's what you should do. Look for the moments and visual cues that are going to help you with this. And I think it all helped out in the end when I had to face the boss. And I think pulling back and reaching back into my head and building that kind of instinct skill set of, this is what the game wants me to do at this time, and here are the visual patterns that are going to let me know when he's going to be doing this and what I need to do next. And I really do appreciate that in games. I feel like that's something that helps develop people into stronger gamers, when you can kind of tell them the skills and then let them figure out the moments that are needed for these kinds of things. And I feel like that's a lot of things in games that don't happen a lot anymore. Typically they kind of stop and we're like, this is how you do things, or they go real slow for you. So I really like that this game was very into it. It was very, here's the game, kind of figure out when to use these as best you can. And then as it sees you struggling a lot, it will pop up little prompts to remind you like, hey, this is, you know, what you should probably be trying to do at this time. And it definitely felt very rewarding once I finally did beat the boss, or at least I thought I beat the boss. This boss fight I feel like was so perfect. I feel like his visual cues were very obvious. He definitely tasked you with remembering everything that you did up until this moment. And I feel like there was a lot of moments where I would die, but I was so close to beating him that it was, I could do it the next round. Oh, I could do it the next round. So that definitely kept me going and going and going until I finally thought I beat him, which was, that's so like, I love that in games when they do that, but it's always sometimes kind of like, god dang it, I thought I had it, and then, you know, they do that cutscene where they transform into the next boss. Oh well. All in all, those are my thoughts on Wulong Fallen Dynasty. It's a game I'm definitely hyped up for. It's coming out very soon, March 2nd, I believe. I have it pre-ordered. I'm going to be playing it day one. Let me know if you guys tried out the demo or if you guys going to be picking up Wulong Fallen Dynasty. With that, I'll see you guys in the next video.
is that power? I, General of Man, brother of the great sage mentor! I shall not betray my brother's trust!